Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Buffalo SportsCenter video. I am Don, and today we are going to talk about how the Sabres can improve this offseason. So, as we all know already, the Sabres, unfortunately, are going to miss the playoffs for the 12th straight season. It's been a long, lengthy drought, but I feel like this past season here was the most encouraging Sabres fans have been able to witness during the drought. It feels like the Sabres are really close, and in terms of the standings, they were. They're only a couple of games back of the likes of the Penguins, the Islanders, the Panthers, all of those teams who were at one point or another in the mix for those final two wildcard spots. It's unfortunate that the Sabres made a couple of missteps in the month of March and earlier in the season in the month of November, so much so that it resulted this team from narrowly missing the playoffs. And I feel like this team is close. Tage Thompson is great. Dylan Cousins is phenomenal. Jeff Skinner, Alex Tuch, Casey Middlestad, surprisingly enough. He had a big revelation in the second half of the season. Big breakout guy. Jack Quinn, J.J. Peterka, Owen Power, Ilya Lyubushkin I thought was very promising too. Devin Levi, of course. What I'm trying to say is that the Sabres have a lot of good foundational pieces, but they need to make a couple more moves in the offseason in order to make that final push into the playoffs. And I really do feel like, much like the New Jersey Devils before, I feel like the Sabres really could make that jump and get to somewhere unexpected, like 50 wins or so. But, well, my camera just shook. But, folks, let's begin here by talking a little bit about what the Sabres need to do. And, well, there's a couple of things, and you'll notice a big trend about my ideas, and number one is to get a top four defenseman. The Sabres desperately need to gain more depth. They are, well, they really struggled, especially earlier in the season in the defensive department, and you can see that in the stats overall for this past season. The Sabres, while they were one of the highest scoring teams in the NHL, also gave up a crap ton of goals. So the Sabres, need to do a lot more in terms of supporting their goalie, getting a better defensive structure in their own zone. And while I thought Dahlin and Owen Power and Matthias Samuelsson were great at that, there is a noticeable drop between those three defensemen and the other three defensemen. Lyubushkin at times was good, at other times not so much. Henry Jokiharju, wildly inconsistent. He still hasn't made that jump, and I really would like to see the Sabres maybe upgrade on him, because currently he's in that top four spot. Jacob Bryson deserves to be kicked off the squad. I don't want to see him again for next season. Riley Stillman is not going to be a top four defenseman either. At best, he's a seventh defenseman, rotational bottom pair guy. But with knowing all of that, I really do want the Sabres to get another defensive defenseman to go with Owen Power, because Owen Power, he looked good this past season, but I felt like he was kind of handcuffed to whoever deadweight he was playing next to. So to see the Sabres upgrade on that would be absolutely great. Let's keep on moving here a little bit now to talking about the next thing, and it's that Devin Levi, he was phenomenal in the final month of the season with the Sabres. I do expect him to be in Buffalo at the beginning of next season. I would like to see the Sabres get a veteran goalie to pair up with him. Maybe a guy like Semyon Varlamov. Maybe Freddie Anderson from the Carolina Hurricanes. Maybe, it's unlikely, but UC Saros from the Nashville Predators. Those are more unlikely candidates, but it drives home the larger point that I would like the Sabres to bring in some experience for Levi to be able to bounce off of in the goalie room. Because Devin Levi, we can't expect him to be perfect for a full 82-game season next year. And pairing him up with Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen with him as the backup is incredibly risky too, because UPL, he can come in every now and then, but he's almost guaranteed to give up at least 3 goals. So to get a more consistent backup would be great for the Sabres to do. I feel like it'd make them, the players, a lot more comfortable. And we saw how when the Sabres had a real goalie in Devin Levi, the team just played better because they were comfortable in front of him. They felt good. They didn't feel like They really didn't feel like they were going to be having to play scared, having to play over aggressive because they knew their goalie couldn't make a save. Like, that wasn't necessarily happening, and I am really, really happy about that. But I would like to see the Sabres make a couple of more moves. Let's keep on going now by talking about, once again, adding more defensive depth. I've mentioned already Riley Stillman, Ilya Lyubushkin as well. For the Sabres, those are fine guys to have in your bottom pairing, and maybe we also see Ryan Johnson sign his deal finally with the Sabres, come out of college, and play on the bottom pairing, but that's kind of risky. The Sabres don't have a lot of organizational defensive depth, so whether or not they acquire that through the draft, through free agency, either way, just gain more depth in the defensive position, because the Sabres, I know, would love to upgrade their call-ups. This past season, they called up guys like Lawrence Pilu, Casey Fitzgerald, and others, and those guys didn't exactly impress at the NHL level. So add more depth both in Buffalo and in Rochester, and organizationally would be great for this team. But anyways, folks, you just seen how I think the Sabres can improve this offseason. What do you think Kevin Adams should do? Should he go after the defense? Should he go for forward? Should he go at goalies? Maybe all of the above? I don't know. You tell me. But folks, make sure to hit that like button and to subscribe. Check out the videos just over to my whatever this way is. I forgot my lefts and rights again. But anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. I was Don. This is Buffalo Sports Center. I hope to see all of you in the next video. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and bye-bye.